Peter Obi is coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Let me tell you people, you have nothing on this man. As a matter of fact, I'm beginning to think that we fucked up 2023, waiting for him to give the go. You know, I was of the, if he had just said something, he does not need to say anything. Epa, not even talk anything 2027. We don't decide. We don't know who you be. Pardon us. That time we don't know how you take day. We not know saying a Reverend Father you escape. We not know. 2027, everybody is going to the voting polling unit with voters card for one hand. The second hand go away to hotel defend voters card. Whatever you, DSS, because know they had on a brave person saying a national threat. Whatever you make of this video, take it. For the people insulting him, it doesn't even hurt me. I've come to realize that Nigerians are part of Nigeria's problem. How can any sane person look at Peter Obi and curse him? Look at Tinubu and praise him. And you say the person not the man. So spread tongue like Oyegbe. They praise Tinubu when your family members are hungry, lavishing in perpetual poverty. 2027 go do na boom. Sorry. I've been told that Beyonce walk up play music. I'm seeing the news this morning. I'm looking everywhere. I'm shaking my head. I say, if only these people know what's coming for them 2027, we are going to have trenches campaign, door to door. People, whenever reach 18 years, they go reach 18 years, meet us for 2027. People, when I work for midnight, they go there 18 years by 2027. They will not need explanation. Why they should vote out you motherfuckers? 2027. I ain't get out. Nothing in a battle the camp. But I go be like, say people mind go they break. Say, oh, they don't gather together. Oh, we are hopeless. You like you people the capital here. What's people fire for National? They can worry you. Oh, good they kill now. Is you all against poverty? You all against insecurity? You all against joblessness? How many people that don't give job for 2 years? Is you all against hunger? And you think so you win? I feel wipe something for my head now they Chris. As I be like this, I don't know what I want today. I don't know direction I want to take. Come here, the man be bored for my street. No web me for now. Okute dance for us.
If you're on Twitter, you've seen the whole Peter Obi is coming was trending throughout yesterday. I think it's even, if I'm not mistaken, let me just quickly take a look at that and see whether it's still on the trend. Is still on the trend list. You can always check. Peter Obi is coming. Whether it's still trendy? Yes, absolutely. It's still trendy. It's been trendy for the last how many days? You have 84.6 thousand posts that have been done with the Peter Obi is coming words hashtag whatever it is that people have used, and it's like, oh. For those who don't understand, probably you're not on Twitter, you don't know how this whole thing started. It started by, someone saying that, the sort of like obedient movement is reducing, the support Peter Obi is getting is reducing because there are some supporters who are attacking. I don't even know where these supporters who are attacking this thing are. On social media, you have people who are crazy, no doubt, from everywhere. They are supporting every candidate everywhere. There are a few people, but some people will now want to carry one person's this thing and find a way and link it to the whole of Peter Obi supporter or even Peter Obi, himself. And it's so absurd, it's so crazy. And the worst part of it is the gaslighting. The people who are actually violent are the ones who are doing this. The people who are threatening people with their lives and everything. And so when he did that, especially from the Southwest, and some people were now asking, if you know you're from the Southwest, and you support Peter Obi, just show your pictures and the whole social media sort of like flooded with pictures and all of that, where people are just doing, Peter Obi is coming to show the support that is out there. And I think there is, in the normal Nigerian thing, where people always say they don't want to waste their vote. So wherever citizens feel like someone doesn't really have a chance of winning, they would rather not vote and say they will vote, someone else. So that is why you see this whole APC strategy seems to be constantly on trying to tell people that, oh, Peter Obi doesn't have the support base or doesn't have the supporters, or they have reduced one thing or the other. They're trying desperately, to sell that lie to the people so that people will say that, oh, because we don't think he's going to win, so we do that. Nah, it's a lie. They did that last time. You saw the election. He actually won the election. If not for the rigging, that they did, he would have been the one in charge of the affairs of the country right now. And they have been so consistent in pushing that narrative that is not there, that cannot even get here anyway. And one of the things like I even said on my X handle yesterday, is that there is a demography of people that many people don't seem to recognize or don't remember. And these are people who, for them, even in the 2023 election, Mr. Peter Obi was the best candidate, but they felt that because he was neither in APC or PDP, then he wouldn't be able to win. And because of that, they decided to go with the party because they felt for them it is the chances of whoever it is that is going to win more. And so, for those people, now they have seen that indeed Mr. Peter Obi has what it takes. See what happened in the last election where he actually won the last election. And these are people that are going to give him that support. And then there's also another demography of people who actually thought that Tinubu was going to do something good, who believed in Tinubu, but unfortunately they've been disappointed with the kind of bad governance and failure that they have seen, and then they are withdrawing their support, and some of them are looking towards supporting Mr. Peter Obi. And of course, you have the ones who, for them, it's always Peter Obi all the way. These are some of the demographics that people are not looking at. But it's been fun. It's been just, for me, how do I put it? Just amazing just watching the whole Peter Obi is coming thread that have been going on, and how all of a sudden something that was sort of like put out to demoralize the people or make them think that there's no support, people were actually coming out to support. And one thing that I've constantly ever said is the fact that, look, Mr. Peter Obi's supporters are not even on social media. Most of them are not on social media. They are out there. And even during the 2023 election, one of the things that I constantly kept saying was that they were the true, how did I put it now? They were the true strength of the movement. They were the strength of that support of the obedient movement, because these people were not on social media, were not known, were not seen, and they were putting in so much and doing it so much, and that's what took them by surprise. You know, from people who thought that, oh, it was just 4 people tweeting in a room, and to seeing, and they didn't realize that there were millions and millions and millions of people who were out there who not only supported their candidate, but they were ready to put in their all to show their support for their candidate. And that was what you saw. And these people are still there, and they're waiting for just that time to get on and ensure that this time there's no rigging that is allowed. What if free, fair, credible election is allowed in Nigeria? Definitely we know in no time Nigeria is going to get good governance, because people would be able to change those that they feel that they are not working. They'll be able to vote for those that they think that they are working. See Alex Otti, what he has done in Abia State. And remember, Alex Otti has been running to be governor of Abia State for a long time. And he spent that time running, doing everything. He will win, they will rig him out. He will win, they will rig him out. He will win, they will rig him out. Imagine for the last 24 years, if he was able to win, if he had won at the time he wanted, he had first, he would have finished his 8 years tenure by now. And imagine somebody else with the same competence or even more competence came in after him, maybe would be in his second term of 4 years, would be doing his last rounding up his 8 years. Imagine where the state would be, and compare it to where the state has been. And we will know that, rigging of election is as bad as the terrorist act. Rigging of election should be declared as a terrorist attack on the nation and should not be allowed, because at the end of the day, they end up destroying the lives of the people. But I remember what they say, Obi is coming. Hey, Obi is...
To Peter Obi, the People's Democratic Party, Anambra chapter, has pleaded with Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023 election, is a return to the party. Wow. There's this new song. It's a I'll never go back. Oh. It's already too late to... Do you think Peter Obi will go back?
If he wants to go back, how backward can he go? if he wants to go back to PDP, he can as well go back to Abga. You know,
Yeah, that's a courtesy.
yeah. So if he's going back to, he must go back to PDP. He can actually go back to Abga. So sometimes people, not even sometimes, I'm beginning to respect Fayemi very, very well. You know, the way he told us clearly that politicians are always playing out, you know, theatrical activities and performances. You know, more of a movie. This is PDP that's not even sure they are going to win their election. You know that Mr. John is flying their flag at this moment. He's calling on P2B. Are they claiming ignorance of what PDP is facing? You know, specifically with the presence of somebody like Wike, you know, pulling the weight in PDP and saying he's going to work for Asiwaju and saying nobody in PDP can remove him. And you want P2B, who appears to be the brightest bride that will challenge Asiwaju come 2027. You know, that's not to say he will win or not win. We leave that to Nigerians. Okay, but we want election to hold. We want election to hold. If you end up creating all this murky ground where at the end of the day, P2B will not find where to run election, you may not have election in 2027. Do you understand? So I think that call is even from Anambra quarter anyway. Yeah. So it's from the state quarters anyway. So I don't think
there don't seem to be like a federal cohesion.
Yeah, but there's nothing. Yeah, but there's nothing he's going to do in the state that's not subject to the federal. At the federal level, you are not sure that 2027 PDP is going to be able to project any formidable candidate.
Right now, PDP don't have a standing secretary, so to speak. One side is holding one side holding, and it's the secretary that signs most of the letters going out and all that stuff. Where is he going to? Who is going to say you have approved to go for presidential race? The forms that are going to buy is from the office of the secretary. Where will he go back to, please?
Well, you know, let's get it right. You know, the call from Anambra, I think, is normal in political climate.
Okay.
You know, it's for politics. People want to sell their product. The Anambra State chapter of the PDP think OBI is a big fish that will enable them to sell their product in Anambra. And don't forget, there's a governorship election in Anambra coming up in November. And if OBI heed their call, that is a plus for them for the elections. So, having said that, you know, as it is today, you may say that there is no secretary in PDP, but that's not entirely true, because what is in INEC is what is prevailing. If INEC have SYZ as the secretary of PDP, that's the secretary until it's otherwise. So here it is. What has happened in the Anambra PDP is just a mere politics. You know, they were seated, they are planning their political campaign. They need to make a statement that will make people talk about that, as we are doing now. If they had not mentioned OBI in their meeting, planning for the governorship campaign, nobody will talk about what they did there. You know, like I said, OBI is the beautiful bride. We're not saying it's the most, potential presidential candidate for 2027. But as it were today, it's one of more persons that when you mention his name, even those in government, they fidgeted, they shiver. So the Anambra State felt OBI had a stint with them. You know, they go back to history, the memory lane. They said, oh, OBI was with us here. It was because he felt he could not achieve his presidential ambition. That's why he left us for LP. Now that is over and LP is not there, come back. But they had never made any offer to OBI that they will give him presidential ticket. The only thing they did was let him come back home. Maybe when he get home, they can sit down and start discussing the future.
Okay, there are two questions. One, Philip said that it doesn't seem, or it's not like Obi is the most potential presidential candidate. Do you think so? That's one. Then secondly, Obi has also told us that there are obedience everywhere, not only in Labour. Do you think Obi can support the candidate of the PDP?
You see, I was to go there. You know, I told you, if we, just because we don't realize that everything that exists in a finite amount that is limited, your effort is also limited. The time is limited. They say time waits for no man. The time you spend in doing a futile exercise, if you really champion it sincerely to what will yield fruit, you become less of a politician, but you become more of a servant to the people. You know, it was like those legislators going to present bill to create additional state in their state when they know it's not going to work. Why do you do that? Obi is still a Labour Party member, the last presidential candidate of Labour Party, who said he still remains a Labour Party. Even while Abure and Co were suspending people, they still didn't suspend Obi. Obi is still a Labour Party member, only just involved in coalition. In the last, he left PDP.
But
So
Labour said
what are you calling him? So you are calling him to leave Labour Party candidate.
But Labour said they are not involved in coalition.
No, hold on. No, they will. They will eventually. Obi is involved. I didn't say Labour.
From what
Obi is a Labour Party member.
I know.
And Obi is involved in coalition.
But Labour Party
under Abure, Labour Party said they are not, but Obi is involved in coalition.
Yes.
And Obi is a Labour Party member. And Labour Party has a candidate in Anambra State. Obi will leave the Labour Party candidate and go and start campaigning for PDP. I don't know. You know, people try to do image laundering.
But
use Obi to watch whatever they want.
I said something.
But now,
I said something.
Yeah.
I said Obi made a statement.
Yeah.
And said they are obedient in every party.
Yes, I agree with you. They are obedient in everywhere, but obedient do not present any candidate to be elected under the platform of obedience, because there's no party called obedience in Nigeria as of today. So the parties that are involved in the election in Anambra State, you have ABGA, you have Labour Party, you have PDP, you have APC, you have all those. Do you understand? So in all, Obi's closest affinity should be Labour. Or ABGA that he served before, where Soludona is coming from. Now, PDP that he was just in and out. Obi was at PDP even more on a national level. Do you understand me? So that call was just image, just to get him, just like he said, to get to be involved in it. Now, talking about the most formidable candidates, well, if you want you run, nobody, not a singular person, has the right to say this is the most formidable candidate. The most formidable candidate is the one that is able to garner the highest vote from Nigerians.
Political focus.
Yeah, if you focus politically that people, all things being equal, maybe assuming more people do not join in, you know, because a lot of people are going to join in the race.
No, we're talking about as president.
As president, if Obi finds any party to run, I believe he's going to do well. In 2023, he did excellently well, beyond everybody's expectation. If given ticket in 2027, I believe he's going to do and perform beyond people's expectations.
Philip, I want you to throw light on what Okafor just finished. Obi said that they are obedient everywhere. That means they are obedient in PDP. So can he support an obedient member in PDP?
Now, let me ask you the question back.
Yes.
If Obi has said that there are obedience everywhere, it also shows that there are obedience in APC, in ANGAP, in everywhere.
Yes.
So, which of them would Obi will not? Like he has said to you, obedience has not produced.
You say you want to ask me a question.
Yes, the question now is, which of the obedience?
Yes.
Because let's assume obedience are everywhere. Yes. Let's assume all the candidates are obedient. Yes. Which of them will Obi support?
Obi will support the one he likes. So probably could be the one in PDP.
Well, if that is yet to be
exactly, yeah.
So for now, like I have said before, Obine was only meant was dragged in so that they can be important. Nothing more than that. Yes, that's like we are doing now. I said that before. That if they had not mentioned Obi in their meeting or in their planning or how they are going to go about,
we would have even known that they had a meeting.
But because Obi was mentioned,
Obi named himself.
So that's how I say. That's why I said Obi look very, very potential now, but it might not be the most potential candidate.
Yes.
Okay, so now what would you advise? Because right now, as it is, Obi is kind of quiet in this Anambra political terrain, you know, and we've always known that he has always had a mumble jumble with what's his name, the governor at hand, that's Soludo. Do you think he will do anything to try to offset?
Well, Obi's political move is less political than any politician I've seen. You know, he's very spontaneous. Yes. He's always responding to the temperature of the people. I like to use the word temperature because that's how you measure variation in response to physical stimuli. He is not that kind of person that will pick on animosity and start working on it. I don't think Obi will give a reverse campaign. That's because I hate Soludo, or because Soludo has attacked me, let me now support whoever that is attacking Soludo. You know, Obi is not that kind of person.
His personality.
Obi's personality is just constantly looking for how to appeal to the poor Nigerians. Whether he's going to be able to do it, time will tell. If given chance, we'll know or not. You know, people say talk is cheap. But he has been trying, and when he was Anambra governor, we know what he did. But I can assure you that the federal level is a bigger game. No doubt about that.
But what Okafor just said now is different from who the obedience are. If you talk about Obi, they never will leave you. I mean, we saw it what they did to Showori.
No. Nobody has said also he can't do it.
Yes, but he doesn't do it.
The truth is that he has said it. Obi is not that kind of person. Obi is different from his followers. Now, if Obi threw his weight behind a candidate of his choice, his follower will follow him. But that's not to say because he has animosity with Soludo. But
I've already agreed on that.
As of today,
yes.
Obi had never told Nigeria, neither Anambrans, and Liberia, that this is my candidate that I know of. So it's yet, like he said, Obi is, if you watch his antecedent, he's less concerned with local
politics. Yes, but what I'm asking now.
Let me just jump in.
Yeah.
Not in defense of Obi or Obi's fluidity, not in defense. Remember, somebody came out last week and said, oh, the way we are glamorizing 1993, Abiola's winning the election, blah, 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 that Nigerians were not given opportunity to choose the best. That military gave us their worst option and forced us to choose anyone. Do you understand?
But that was not actually correct.
No, it wasn't correct. You know, that's person's analysis. That's person's analysis. A lot of people also saw that people like Yaradua were shut down.
You know what Babangida did?
Speaking for Yara,
people like Yaradua, Bamango Tuku, Click and the likes.
But what Babangida did was that.
Okay, go ahead.
What Babangida did was that the 23 aspirants, I remember, that came out for the presidential ticket, he silenced.
So you are even supporting the person. So eventually, that's what the person is saying. Do you understand that all and sundry were not given the chance?
He had a reason. He had a reason to that.
That's of course.
And I can tell you,
he's only a madman that does something without a reason. So all we are saying is that all we are not given the chance to contest. So at the end of the day, they force you to choose from this or this. It's possible that those being presented today, Obi doesn't want any of them, and you can't force him to choose from those you are presented. The primaries that brought the one in Labour Party, Obi probably didn't agree with that. He's possibly not agreeing with Soludo. He might not be agreeing with the John, the one representing PDP, and you can't force him. You can't force him that you must support somebody. And that is the politics we have been playing, and probably why we have not been moving forward.